How is this real? How is this real? I feel every week it's like, how is this real? So, hello everyone, here in this video we're gonna go over Silent Hill 2 looking incredibly ugly, and also just general state of play then, right? I don't know, I wasn't really gonna make a video about state of play, honestly, whatever. But then I saw people tweeting about this thing, so I didn't know, right? Because I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. Of course, I love Silent Hill 1, 2, and so on, right? Very good games. I played them, of course, when they were new back in the days, right? And I'm looking forward to, of course, when the author of When They Cry, Higurashi, he's gonna work on the new Silent Hill, right? You know, which I look forward to a lot, right? But yeah, we get into this thing, and you're like, it looks incredibly ugly. I saw some tweets. So I went to look at the place. Tweets people like the game looked better in 20 years ago. And so I haven't seen the trailer yet, so we're gonna do it here now, guys. And this video must be Silent Hill, right? But why not? I'm gonna go over all the games too. So here we go. There is Silent Hill 2, baby. One of the greatest games ever. I made a video about recently. You know, I love Silent Hill. But yeah, her face is ridiculous. Oh, Harry looks terrible too. My God, what is this? It really looks bad, and I don't want to scream like, oh, it's Volk or whatever. No, it looks just bad. Like, he looks bad too, so it's not about the women. It just looks, everyone looks bad, yeah, it's like...
Is it dangerous?
It looks very good at, like, it's not like high quality. It is very dangerous though.
I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not.
Yeah, but his wife is one, which I know the whole story. I know, I'm very well aware of the storyline, but... So again, Silent Hill, they probably try to, you know, take in on the Resident Evil value, you know, like the whole remakes, others and nurses, classic enemies in the game. Yeah, they don't look very good. The nurses are very iconic, right? So, because you fight them a lot in the first game, so much better, right? Yeah. It's quite iconic. The bugs and so on. I wonder how the wife looks. Your dead wife, that's gonna be indicated a lot. No, it's her, she's back. Oh god, it's ridiculous. Like, it really looks bad. Yeah, like, it really looks terrible. It looks so low quality. I thought the first boss to get the remake then. Yeah, I guess so. But, okay, let's see. Silent Hill 2. No wife image? So I feel that's gonna be a big telling how she looks. That's coming out soon, actually. Fun enough, the woman that appears after looks like the character in the game. Yeah, come on, did she look like, is she the actor that played in the game or something? Come on, they have like some hair and everything, same body shape. Yeah, Jesus Christ, oh, super similar. This is terrible. It is terrible. This is terrible. But honestly, I don't think this is a Vogue though per se, right? And I'm not to be that guy, because calling everything, first of all, calling everything Vogue is a broken record, right? Something is bad. You know what I mean? No, but seriously, I don't think this necessarily is Vogue. There's some other game that I haven't looked at the trailer yet because they're late, called Concord. Again, I haven't seen the trailer after this thing, but like, okay, yes, she looks way uglier. She looks there. This is her new face, right? They kind of gave her that Mary Jane, you know, Shin, right, from Spider-Man 2, right? Suddenly her face is like twice as big, you know. She's way more terrible. I mean, yeah, it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't look like the same person at all, right? The person to the left here, this is not the same person. It doesn't look the same person. They have the same hair, right? It's like a woman with the same hair, but her face is otherwise very, very different. And it is funny because Silent Hill is very famous because one guy did all the casting by himself right in the first game. 2,000 hours whatever work, it was amazing. And he's just like, okay, you can't do it better than this. You know what I mean? It does feel really strange, right? But honestly, I don't think it is necessarily the whole like Vogue, progressive, mambo jumbo, because we're gonna go back here and look at Steve and Harry. And I just think that the game just looks really bad. Jesus Christ, he looks super ugly, man. Jesus Christ. Here's like an image of the main character you're playing, right? The guy that is trying to, you know, find his wife's killer or something like that, yeah. I mean, he doesn't look good either for a modern game, for like a PS5 game coming out this year or whatever. I'm currently still playing Stellar Blade. Honestly, I haven't beaten the last boss yet. Stellar Blade is really hard, okay, seriously. I haven't been having much time to play it, but I'm at the final boss right now, and I'm probably beat it today. But like, you know, that game looks 100 times better than this game. And I'm not talking about all the boob physics or whatever. I'm talking about that, guys. I'm not talking about the, you know, the whatever, the oppa and so on. I'm talking about that the game looks way more modern, right? Like it actually has like the reflection of the water, the surface and so on, right? Everything instead of Blade actually looks really good, not just the ass and boobs. I mean, it actually looks really good when you're fighting. It's beautiful and so on. And the last boss fights they looks really cool, okay? Like the last sword duel boss fight, it looks beautiful. But this game here, right? Doesn't look like a game that is coming out to like PS5 this year. It looks like a game that came out like 10, 20 years ago. It genuinely doesn't look much better than the original game in a lot of ways, right? And it's really, really ugly. So like I said, right, I know people can call it Vogue or whatever, because she's so incredibly ugly now. But honestly, I don't think Silent Hill 2 is Vogue. I just think it's incredibly bad. Yeah, like I've seen the trailer 2 times now, and it just looks terrible. The nurses looks terrible. I guess arguably that could be kind of Vogue or whatever, because they're less sexy now, right? But honestly, there's an issue, right, with how the nurses are too, because the nurses in the first game, in the original game, they look sexier and hotter, right? And trying to kill you, so they're supposed to be this juxtaposition, you know, between being hot and also a murderers, you know. Yeah, it's supposed to be that, right? Again, that's one of the reasons why, you know, I guess, side note, why Vogue or whatever doesn't make any sense, because, no, but sometimes you have to have, you know, this juxtapositioning, right, of beauty and horrible stuff at the same time, right? But whatever, I digress. My point is just like, yeah, no, this game is really ugly, right? The nurse looks ugly, everything's just blend, and the fighting scene and so on, it looks really, really cheaply done, and I have zero faith in Konami as I have for years, man. Like, when the last time they had a new Castlevania game, okay? I am from that era. I have to remember, I'm from that era when I played this game as a kid, right? I was a huge fan of Silent Hill, Resident Evil, so on growing up, but also was a mega fan, right, of Castlevania, Super Night and so on, but also Castlevania before that, Super Castlevania. I'm from that age, you know, we grew up on the Super Nintendo, Super Nintendo, so I'm a huge fan of those, like, you know, Castlevania original games, and so forth, right? And I'm like, what happened with that, you know?
Gameplay captured
The
in
Concord
engine on PS5. First, here's an extended vignette introducing some of the
this
cool
game is like super, yeah. This game I heard is gonna be super progressive or something. It might be a good game. I wanna put it out here, right? To get this guy, you know, I wanna point it out, right? It's always like, you know, like games can be progressive and be good, you know. You usually aren't, right? And I think that one thing that I feel I say it every time, but I want to say it again here, is, for example, I think a huge reason, right, why people really are against the Yasuke game, you know, with Assassin's Creed, right, is because everyone knows it's pandering. Everyone knows that Ubisoft are making Yasuke the main character because the game is going to be terrible, right? The first in your brain is like, oh yeah, this is a way for them to try to shield themselves from any kind of critique, right? Everyone knows it. Everyone is completely sucking on that Kool-Aid, right? Everyone knows that the reason that Yasuke is the main character again is purely because they know that the actual gameplay is going to be effing terrible, and the pricing is effing terrible, so Ubisoft's like, well, we're viewing it so people can critique us! I mean, I'm guessing it's some kind of like FPS action game or something. Playable characters. He's probably one of the main characters, you know, playable, yeah. That's not the character, right? The woman is definitely not the character. Yeah, the woman is definitely the character. Kind of a Star Wars feel to it, like a cantina. I mean, I think the trailer is pretty good so far, graphics style-wise. Comparing it to like Silent Hill 2, this looks way better. Yeah, purely from an actual quality standpoint. This looks way better.
Trust me, we're professionals.
Yeah, no,
we'll stick to the plan.
Yeah.
We can do this. And then, that.
Yeah, they did some. I mean, I don't even know the gameplay, so.
Was not the plan.
It's a heist game? Like Payday or something? Better the motion cap probably, but I guess some guards, I guess. Oh man, her design is terrible. Yeah. And they're gonna fight, of course, with the hot sauce. Okay, this I have to say is pretty good. It looks pretty interesting. Yeah, like you're throwing the hot sauce out there. That guy's throwing like a table, and I mean, I think the actual trailer is pretty well done. Yeah, this cat, of course, is a sniper, can jump high. She got some kind of cyborg legs or something. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I think it looks pretty good actually. The trailer from an actual action standpoint, it is like a pretty well. Oh, he can like, there's almost ability to tank. So honestly, let the pause here. So apparently everyone is hating on Concord so far, as only internet what I see. But I have to say, I haven't even seen the gameplay yet. But from the trailer aspect, I think the trailer has been pretty well done though, right? Because the trailer kind of shows you how everyone has abilities. This girl can jump high. This guy can turn into like some diamonds, like Yosu, whatever, right? So far the trailer actually is really good actually, because it shows you basically everyone's special moves, right, during this cutscene. So it's actually a pretty well way to like establish a character. So honestly, the trailer is pretty good. That being said though, of course, like I see people saying, oh, it's Volk or whatever. Yeah, obviously it's Volk, and everyone is like one different skin color. So a lot of people, right, are complaining about this game that is Volk and so on, right? And I get it, right? Clearly, this game has like 20 playable characters, and it also has 20 different genders, right? No, but seriously, right? All jokes aside, it certainly feels like a very, very copy of Overwatch, which is like, yes, of course, we're gonna have a black woman with blue lips, and we're gonna have, you know, like an Asian woman, and we're gonna have this thing, and then we're gonna have like a non-binary robot or something that makes zero sense, and like, it's like we're gonna have some alien in a space cube or something, and another black woman's a sniper, she's a black widow. I mean, this game is incredibly similar to Overwatch. The gameplay actually looks pretty meh, honestly, because, I mean, I like Overwatch, don't get me wrong, right, but it's like, we've seen this before, it's Team Fortress 2, I genuinely didn't feel that this game brings anything to the table with what I saw. I liked the actual trailer, that was well made, as it showed you all their abilities, right, but one guy, the Starshine guy, he's clearly Winston, right, you know, clearly Winston. The green guy is clearly Soldier 76, right, I mean, I really don't, like, see what this game would bring to the table, right? Compared to, again, then mostly Overwatch, but also Valorant and so on too, right? It's just like, it's been there so much though. I just saw this game, not an FPS game, the company went bankrupt last week, right? Also trying to get in on this thing here. That game was even worse though. That game had no character whatsoever. Everyone's just one genderless black blob kind of thing instead. It's even worse. This is bad, honestly. So it could be worse, guys. It could be worse. But that being said, though, this game, and I think a lot of other games, they're stuck in this like really weird mesh now. It isn't really just about being like progressive or Volk or something, but it just feels kind of like, does every character need to be like one unique gender and one unique race and one unique skin color and one unique, you know what I mean? Because if you look at the characters, right, it really is like, oh, we have a yellow alien, a green alien, a red alien. It's like we have one alien per color scheme, right? We have, you know, we have one person per race. We have one person for this thing. It is almost getting just ridiculous. It gets ridiculous because, and this is supposed to be, I don't know, I guess it's sci-fi, right? So the future of the planet kind of thing. But you would imagine that, you know, it mostly would be humans, right? You would imagine that and so on. Kind of like, if you go back to look at like Star Wars, right? You know, Star Wars, of course, one of the most iconic sci-fi ever. Obviously, Star Wars made sci-fi genre very popular in movies and also games and so on. To a large extent, of course, it did. Also Star Trek and so on. But let's just focus on Star Wars then. In Star Wars, right, the party still follows the kind of the classic structure of an adventure party. So it is a human, right? Human guy, older human, kind of like hotshot human, smarter human, you know. It kind of follows that. So it mostly are humans, right? They happen to be white, I know, but mostly humans. Then we have Chewbacca, right? You know, Chewbacca is like the angry monster, the Winston, whatever, right? And then they pick up Leia, another human, and so on. That's how it used to be, you know. If you look at a lot of these classic storytellings, yes, we have monster, and we have aliens, and we have the elves or whatever, right? And we have so on and so forth. But usually it's like the humans are still centric characters, or whatever is the main like race on this storyline, right? And what I think that a large issue this game has, honestly, is that they have this like incredible like checkmark list where it really is like, oh, we have to have one of each thing. So we have to have 20 different 20 different animals, 20 different space aliens. Like, it's getting kind of ridiculous where that's not how the storyline usually works, you know. They're supposed to be like a team of adventurers that are friends and so on. So it's much more likely they actually would be like 4 or 5 humans and friends with, you know, one alien that met, you know. That's kind of how it usually is, right? And the humans can still be like black and white and whatever, right? They don't have to be all, they could be different skin color and gender and so on. But it just feels kind of weird now where they're like, all these games since Overwatch, I guess besides Overwatch, and try to copy that, right? And all the similar games, you used to have this enormous list of like, it has to be everything, and this game uses again them both on that feels really boring, right? Because you're just copying Overwatch, and the character basically just reskins of Overwatch, right? I mean, yeah, it's a red monkey instead of a black monkey, right? You know, but yeah, it's just boring that kind of way. And then the gameplay also is really boring. So this game to me looks incredibly boring, and I have no interest in it as whatsoever. So Sony has done this thing, right? They kind of like they're bringing forward their games. The sun's coming face now, whatever. But they're doing this thing where they're now bringing out all their like old console games, right? In that sense, they're going away a lot from the exclusivity, but of course it's very much time boxed, right? So they're doing it like 2-3 years later. Is that a good or bad thing? It probably is genuinely making them money, because even though it is coming to PC eventually, if it's like 2-3 years later, the hardcore fans will still buy their console for it, right? So it probably is a benefit thing though. That being said though, I'm sure this game is gonna have the exact same issue that we saw with like Helldivers or whatever. You need to have an account for PlayStation. It's gonna be locked away, so stuff like that. So it is a little bit weird. Sony seems to be really inept on how to understand these things. Like, you know, they don't seem to get how Steam works and so on. So I'm sure this game will have the exact same weird rules and so on that we've seen in the past, though. But whatever, I'm not skip this thing. I just pointed out that this game will certainly have the same issues that other games had. For now, Omega Force is famous for their Dynasty Warrior games and so on, right? So I guess this is yet another like Romans of the Kingdom games where you fight with a lot of units or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is one of the games where you fight like 10,000 units and you do like one swing and you destroy. So I've played these games a lot before, right? I mean, they're all the same. Sure, this is better, but honestly, without even looking at more of the screen here, this is the next like Dynasty Warrior 2030. I don't know. I don't know the name. Honestly, what number are they on? It's like 11, 15, 21. They're more than 10 at least. It's like, let's see what it is then. But obviously, I don't even want to watch this video. Like, no. I mean, it might be a fun game, but it's just Dynasty Warrior Origins. What number is that? What number is that? But okay, so yeah, like I said, it's Dynasty Warrior, and one of my best friends, he loves these games. I don't understand why. But I think a problem with these games is they're basically all the same over and over again. I know you can say that about other games too, so for some extent. But Dynasty Warrior are probably one of the games that have the least amount of change between each title, right? And it is of course true that if you compare the first game to the 35th game, obviously there is a massive difference then, right? But if you compare like the 5th game to the 6th game, whatever, or 21, 22 or so on, yeah, it's very little. It moves incredibly slowly. It's mostly the exact same game over and over again, the exact same general gameplay. So this definitely is zero hype for me, at least, as Dynasty Warriors. Even though I played some of them, even some of the sides workers, you know, I have the collector edition for the Fire Emblem one, right? I played the Dragon Quest one and so on. But the Fire Emblem one I actually won though. Yeah, I won that collector edition on like a competition. So I have it over there, the maps and so on. So it's pretty nice, stickers and so on. But yeah, it's nice. As a Fire Emblem fan, it's nice to have. This game is pretty though. See? This game will sell, okay? This is a game that people will buy, okay? This is not Vogue, no, but come on. This is a cute girl with like some cute world, and it's like flower, she can change her clothing. This people will buy, okay? This is a game that this is actually a good game, honestly. I don't even know what the genre is, but this game looks just nice, okay? Look at that. An adorable girl, it's a kind of farming game or something, I don't know. Yeah, you can like buy some cute clothing or something. Is that a platform game or something? I don't even know what the game is, but this is a game I probably will buy, because she's just adorable. But yeah, it's a platform game. Yeah, it's a platform game, clearly. Ah, interesting. Yeah, if I was a boss, this is just like, you know, Master 4, whatever. This is like an adorable platform game. The actual way the art is done is kind of generic though. It's not really well done, but it just looks really clean and beautiful. Yeah, like this is a game that I probably be like, yeah, okay. A nice game, you know. It's not trying to be some message or something. Yeah, no, it's just Infinity Nikki. But honestly, this for me, pretty hype. And I said it in our state of play, I think it was last year, where I felt that they were also bleak, right, you know. That thing was like Elden Ring copy. Yeah, it was one state of play where like there was like 8 games in a row or something. But it was all just like gray, black, gray, black. Yeah, it was like, okay, yeah, fun. Yeah, it's like they all just coping that, like, you know, yeah. But this here feels like, my god, this is like, okay, it's like some kind of cute platform game. You have some cute girls and some mascot animals running around. I mean, obviously, end of the day, right, this game is going to be good or not based on the actual platforming, the still gameplay, right? But this honestly feels like night and day, right, from Concord. Seriously, this game here is night and day from that ugly mess that Concord was, right? Because go back a little bit here. Look over me here, right? This is like straight up the counter to what that game Concord is. Right? It seriously is, because I mean, look at it. She's like some kind of cute girl in a dress, and take a photo of her. It's a platform game, and I just want to point it out because everyone's acting like Stellar Blade or all the, games where the women have huge op-eyes or whatever. That's the anti-Vogue something. But this to me is equally anti-Vogue, right? Where it's just cute, It's just like cute girls in a platform game with cute mascot, and everyone is kind of beautiful, and the world is beautiful, and the world is very sparkly, and it's flowers, and it's just happy, right? Because I think another issue that I have, I think I'm dependent, right, with the whole progressive and whatever Vogue and so on, is that they're also bleak, right? Yeah, they're so boring, right? They're very generic, they look bland, nothing can stick out anymore. It's like my video last week. This like hatred for beauty, right? If Mrs. Freeze, why she's so fat and ugly for, They just hate, conventional beauty, right? This game here is like, okay, it's not like sexually, right? This game isn't sexy, right? No. But it's just like conventional beauty. It's like a fairy tale, It's like, cute mascot animals, cute world, This is also something that I feel, again, in Japan is managing to produce, right, And the West has completely lost, right? Of course, Japan's always better doing this like kawaii stuff, but still, this is something that the West completely is abandoned by now, right? The West are basically producing 0 of these games that are kawaii. I mean, again, the game is just wholesome. It's wholesome, it's kawaii, right? Heartwarming, cute girl done platforming with some cute animals, you can take photos of it. It just feels nice now. It isn't stuck in this like everyone has to be 10 different gender and skin colors on the same time, and everyone has to be equally, whatever, progressed in this thing and that thing. Just like make a nice game, right? So it is funny, but this is something I think that the West has almost completely abandoned, right? I haven't seen anything like this in years from West Studios at all, right? Okay, what's this then? Some star thing falling down. Oh, a giant. They looks decent. Yeah, it's like some star falling down.
Until the towering shadows.
Oh, it's some Dark Soul game. It feels very Dark Soul, Elden Ring. There's so many like, yeah, I'm a guy with like a katana. I'm gonna fight people in some world. Yeah, every game is like this these days, guys. Every game is like Dark Soul-y. Look at it, it's like a Sekiro. This game looks very, very Dark Soul. It's bleak, it's Dark Soul-y. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Look at this. Oh my god, it's very Dark Soul. It's very Elden Ring. Oh my god, it is another Elden Ring copy game. Yeah, it looks incredibly much so. But honestly, it's a good game though. I'm not on it in this sense. This game is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, I'm joking a bit, but honestly it looks incredibly like Elden Ring. It looks very much like Elden Ring. But I mean, it might be a great game, right? It's clearly another Souls-like game, certainly. Yeah, you're fighting and you have some pretty interesting designs, boss fights, some kind of zombie dragon, right? So yeah, this looks pretty good. It looks actually pretty good. I don't think I've seen this game before. So what is this called? What is it called? Ballad of Antara. Okay. Coming next year. I haven't heard about it before. I haven't heard about that studio either. Let's check it out. Nothing much to be found, honestly. Yeah, this is the first, of course, announcement trailer. But I would say this thing, it looked pretty well. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything. It looks incredibly generic in that sense, right? I think a problem is like the first comment I read here is that is it a good or a bad thing that I can know exactly as a source immediately? Yeah, it's like, honestly, right? It's weird thing on it because I think everyone immediately knows that, oh yeah, this is like Souls-like, Elden Ring similar, right? But it looked pretty fine. It was her face, or it wasn't like, I always say this thing, it did not look as crisp as it can do this on PS5 or so on. It wasn't like the perfect graphics or whatever. There are obviously better games than that, but it's coming out next year, so that can be improved, right? Probably won't be though for trailer style, but still, it looked pretty fine, right? Yeah, it looked pretty fine. But yeah, it's starting to also feel hard now these days to be like, oh well, yeah, it's another Souls-like game, so it's probably decent. But it's just like other, Souls-like game. Lies of P, Sekiro, of course, Stellar Blade, and this one, so on. You have to always compare them to each other and say if it's better or not, right? Like, for example, you know, like in Stellar Blade, I really do enjoy the parry. The parry feels really good in Stellar Blade. It's very responsive, right? For example, right? So when I play that game, I actually like it more than Sekiro in that sense, right? It has better parry system and so on. For example, right? And of course, it's like 4 years later or whatever. But that's what I mean, right? This game is coming out now, next year, so you will expect it to have better combat, right? Than Elden Ring and so on, obviously, right? There's like an Elden Ring copy primarily, so you will expect it to have, you know, yeah, better combat, potentially a better world or whatever, right? Of course, it's also a big deal if it's open world or not and so on. Yeah, Elden Ring, of course, that is coming out soon, right? The DLC, it's like 2 weeks from now. But I don't know. I mean, the hype meter for this one is like 5 out of 10. Right? I love the genre, but I haven't seen this company really do much before this thing, so I don't really have anything to go on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any like actual like, oh yeah, they're gonna nail it, right? If it was like a company without like, oh, this company only makes great games, great track record, or they're making a Elden Ring copy, well, it's gonna be good probably because they're really good. Yeah, this is like, I don't know. So I guess we have to see more when the games come out, really, honestly. But for example, it's the last thing I say here about this game. Black Myth Wukong, that is coming out soon. I believe it's coming out in like 2 months from now. August. Is it August? Is it like maybe September? I think it's like 2.5 months from now. Black Myth Wukong. The first time I saw that trailer, I felt way more hype. That was probably last year in order to play, and I felt like this is really good. Yeah, I was like, whoa, that it looked much better crisp, better fight. The boss is interesting. Then you can feel everything just looks better. You know what I mean? Like, so I have to say this game is like a 5 out of 10 hype. Yeah, because it's not really like, you know, it's not pulling me in as much as like the Kong did at all. But I'm still just like, well, I mean, it looks pretty good. So it's like you know, it was decent. Okay, to be fair, it was decent, but it wasn't like bam. It wasn't that massive feel that I feel from like the Kong. So okay, Skydance games. This is a company then. Also a VR game, I don't care. Like virtual reality games, I think are far from being. I don't care. I usually that virtual reality games are so far from being good enough. But yeah, they made some other Walking Dead VR or whatever. I mean, if you like it, all power to you. But I just don't like VR games much. I mean, one day they're going to be great. I just think they aren't there yet. Technology, I don't think it's there yet. But whatever, what is like Ragnarök something? What is the game called? And I don't really care, honestly. I was like, Behemoth, that's what it's called. Behemoth, a new VR game. But again, maybe it's good. Like if you like VR, I mean, it might be a good game, right? Honestly, I stand by saying that I don't like them at all so far. I don't have any love for VR games really, yet to this day. And I mean, maybe this is the best VR game ever. I haven't played VR games very little in the last years, and I have no idea what's the like, basically what's like the up or down is, what good is in that game. But I don't know. Like I'm just gonna say whatever, in my opinion. So I would say I'm just neutral. I won't even rate it. Okay, what's now then? A horror game? It's not a horror game. Oh, it's not a VR game. But this actually I can... Oh, it's Alien. Okay, Alien Predator kind of thing. Okay. But this I can like more though. Yeah, Alien Rouge Incursion. Okay. But this kind of game I probably would enjoy more. Yeah, if I'm gonna play a VR game, guys, I would love to play more than horror. That's where I feel that VR, of course, is one of the genres that fits right, because you're staring into the screen, much more interactive, right? That feels like a better idea than some kind of like whacking game where you're around an axe something. So this might be a good idea, but maybe. Again, I'm not saying neutral, but so this game I've seen before though. It's a Marvel game. I discussed this actually at work this week a lot. We're talking about this at work actually quite extensively. So this is Overwatch, but it's like Marvel, yeah. So it's that's the way to look at it. It's Overwatch UI and everything. Yeah, there's a Warlock, I guess. But yeah, they have like taken the Overwatch game to 100%. And yeah, there's like Venom thing down here. So alright. So basically this game is like straight up Overwatch. Look at this, look at the field map. Yeah, this is this is exactly, I mean this is way too similar, Jesus Christ. Just how both of it is like this Japan, but also how the map is. But yeah, so this is like a new Marvel game, and like I said, we actually discussed this a lot at the work this week. And I think this game actually be pretty good, right? Honestly, and this game is actually probably gonna be a lot better than that Concord game. So this is yet again another like Overwatch or opposite Team Fortress clone, right? Where you have a bunch of different classes and they're fighting. And this game is like absurdly Overwatch similar. It is ridiculous. It's lazy Overwatch similar, where the UI looks almost exactly the same, like you know, like button by button. UI, health meter, everything. It's an FPS pop still. It's absurdly similar. It's just like ridiculous. And I mean, I saw earlier that I guess it's like Japan, right? Because of the Sakura Blossoms. That even looks like the map, one of the Overwatch maps, like almost identical. And I don't just mean like up here. I mean like how the map design is, like the middle part of the design and doors. It looks exactly like one of the Overwatch stages. So that is it's super lazy. Honestly, it feels super lazy. However, this game here, I think it looks better than Concord, right? Because what it is that they've basically taken Overwatch formula, right? They have replaced the course then Winston with, I don't know, Adam Warlock or something. Instead of that, right? Yeah. Iron Man instead of, you know, this thing, like, you know, Star-Lord instead of, I guess, Soldier, right? However, they also added some kind of power-ups. You can jump top of that. Rocket Raccoon can, like, ride top of Groot or something. You can do some team combos, like I say here, right? So this game, to me, actually, I don't think it's going to be the best game ever, but it seems to be like an Overwatch clone, and they have added a bunch of new stuff top of it, right? With like Marvel team-ups and combos and bad guys and so on. So it seems to be like a better Overwatch in that sense. Not of course, maybe the gameplay is terrible, maybe it's buggy or whatever, but assuming that it's like, you know, that it works properly, it looks like Overwatch with extra abilities, right? With more ultimates or whatever. And pretty, you know, it's a Marvel character. So I actually probably will play this game, and yeah, I'm much more excited for this game than I am for that Concord. That also is clearly also an Overwatch clone, but you know, I didn't know, I didn't see anything new right in Concord, which I think is interesting because again, this game here from a gameplay standpoint, it's more new, right? However, the character is like a reskin, right? The other game is like everything is new, it's a new world and everything, yet it seems to be less actual newity. I mean, like but that's, I guess, what happens if you spend all the time on trying to make everything.
Okay, let's see how.
It is weird though that there's a woman though. Galactus is a wife now. It is weird, yeah. Wife eating planets, yeah. And the horror game, Everstone Studios. A lot of bleak. It's not a, maybe it's not a Souls game. It does feel a little bit like it's not a Souls game, right? Is it another Souls-like game? Every goddamn game is thing, yeah. Yep. It's another like Souls-like game. Oh, there's so many of them. It's Rise of Ronin or something. It's another, yeah, Sekiro game is that. Sorry, it's Sekiro clone this time. I'm sorry, obviously Sekiro clone. Yeah, it's like some guys fighting here. And, I don't know, some waifu appeared. So that's cute. And there's like those statues from... So it's like, what's the enemy called now again? Hell's Paradise. It's Hell's Paradise Islands. And now he's like summoning something. This is the Sekiro clone. Yeah, now they're fighting with Umbrella, so that's like... Naruto. So the umbrella with nails in it. But what is this game? It's obviously some kind of weird wins meat? I never heard about it, but yeah, it certainly feels like not even no timer. So this game, oh yeah, I mean, this is also another like, oh, it's obviously Sekiro. It's another game where you're like, I guess it's like another, yeah, you know, like it's another like game that is basically like Sekiro or something. More Sekiro than Dark Souls, definitely in Japan, and so more parrying. But they don't even have a timer. They don't even have any announcement. It was like someday, yeah, it was like announcement. I mean, the older Dark Souls game at least had like coming next year, you know. Yeah, this game didn't even say that, so it's coming like in probably earliest 26 then, perhaps maybe late next year then. So, but yeah, just like the other time, it's like a 5 out of 10 hype meter because it's like, oh, okay, this is yet another Souls-like, or then rather than Sekiro-like, you know, Neo-like clone, right? Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, hard to tell from the trailer, honestly. Again, looked pretty fine, right? Had some interesting fights, some big boss battles. Remember a lot of Hell's Paradise from actual, like, you know, what's it, stylistic enemies. Kind of felt like Hell's Paradise a lot. To some extent, with the Buddha statues and so on, the Die Buddha and so on, right? But again, you know, this one of the games you're like, yeah, maybe it's good. it's really hard to tell, right? Because obviously, thanks to Elden Ring's success, we said it for years now, right? I said let's say year 2, but thanks to Elden Ring's success, this has become one of the biggest things everyone wants to do, right? That being said, though, honestly, I prefer this thing than like Battle Royale games, though, right? Thanks to Fortnite's success, suddenly everyone wanted to make Battle Royale, you know, like Call of Duty or something. They all want to make Battle Royale, right? But now, thanks to Elden Ring, for the last like 2 years, everyone wants to make an Elden Ring game, right? Or at least like a Dark Souls game, which might be linear. So that's better, in my opinion. So, but I like Stellar Blade, right? It's obviously a Dark Souls clone in a sense, but it's much more Sekiro, but whatever. So I prefer that than everyone making like really boring copies of multiplayer. That being said, though, we have 2 Overwatch clones here, Overwatch Team Fortress clones. So, but I do feel there are more Overwatch clones because even though of course Overwatch itself is copy of Team Fortress, these 2 games are copying Overwatch, you know, UI and character design. Yeah, so I feel it's more Overwatch cloning. Okay, what's this? Ballistic Moon. It's like Firewatch.
Wood winter getaway.
Wood. Yes, probably called. It's some kind of horror.
You can't hide
Man,
from me,
she
Michael.
looks ugly, man. Oh, this is really ugly. This game is terrible. Oh, this is some more weird. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the music here because there's some kind of music going here. I'm turning off the sound here because it's like some, but it reminds me of Firewatch, right? It's like black or something. It's some kind of, it's like, oh yeah, it's like surviving Jason. It's clearly some kind of like surviving the serial killer in the forest thing. It's pretty ugly though. Yeah, it genuinely looks pretty ugly. Like the graphics are actually pretty shitty. Not impressive at all in that sense. But yeah, it's like a survival horror game, right, of sorts, or figuring out who's the killer is or whatever, right? You know. Yeah, and then the basement has zombies something. Man, she looks so ugly. That one of the women looks so incredibly ugly. Yeah, incredibly ugly. Oh yeah, and also kind of saw thing. But it's probably a game where you have different options and you can. I mean, it might be a good game, right? Yeah, different options. It's like a light novel horror game. You know, you're gonna have like who will you save and who will you trust and so on, right? Who is the killer and stuff like that. Oh yeah, of course, Until Dawn 2, I guess something. Wait, don't we really have Until Dawn? Wait. As here, I never played Until Dawn, right? But I know about the game. I heard about them and played it. So this is a remake then. Yeah, it's a remake of Until Dawn, right? I was like, yeah, but it's in the game already. It's a remake. That's why it looks so ugly. No, but seriously, right? That's why it's very similar to the Silent Hill team I talked about earlier. It's like, well, this game is, I guess, better graphics and so on, right? Than the OG Until Dawn. Until Dawn was in 15 though, so it was kind of lazy to do a remake. But I guess it's mostly I guess a port, right, from the PS4 to PS5 probably. But I think this looks really ugly, right? It's not like a worst graphic. I mean, again, it's not like the worst thing ever. It's not that the graphics are terrible, but similar to Silent Hill 2, this game doesn't look like a PS5 game at all, right? So, okay, they're porting a PS4 game to PS5, and I guess it looks better, but it doesn't look good enough. Yeah, that's bad. Brutal there. No, it's like, it's Path to Exile to PS5 or something? No, it's gonna be like sequel, right? You can really feel how it just looks like Diablo. Yeah, let's be honest here. It's Diablo 2.5, yeah! Got the blue meter, got the stuff thing. Obviously, Path to Exile has always been based on Diablo 2, right? So if you like that, if you like the more old school stuff. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I really dislike Diablo 4, so I didn't work on it. I only worked in Diablo 3, right? Yeah, I worked in Diablo 3. That was pretty fun. I was very unimpressed by Diablo 4, right? Because Diablo 4, as I made a video about last year, is a perfect example of how Blizzard has become cowards, right? In every way possible. Not to say it's woke or whatever, but no, it's really boring because, to me, that they couldn't even make a new class in Diablo 4, that they just have the same class, right? You know, Barbarian and so on. Yeah, that to me is like the ultimate example of cowardice. Ultimate example of you're effing boring. Jesus Christ, man. Stop making video games. Then we see that everyone working on Diablo 4 is like blue-haired, fast souls or something. But that's, yeah, but I remember this that video where there's like two really, two blobs are playing and they're terrible at it. Yeah, they're terrible. Like level design, I can't play the game. It's so bad. But seriously, no. Petty Exile, I respect it more than Diablo. I do. It's a better gameplay. I mean, just like I said, like they can't even make your own new class. You know, it's just so boring. Of course, I know how it is. They have to have barbarian. They have to have, you know, the classic things there. Right? People would like that. But could they at least have like 2 new classes and 3 old or something, right? Like I played the first act of Diablo 4 because it was free, and I never bought it. I still haven't played more than that. I don't want to either. I mean, honestly, I kind of want to see the storyline, but I don't want to like experience the storyline, you know, from like some YouTube videos. I do want to play it one day to get the storyline right, but I like no, because it really is like Diablo 2. Okay, in the end here, this is what's this thing? Northern Desert. It's like the mascot from PlayStation or something. It's another Monster Hunter desert thing. Monster Hunter with a little tiny robot instead. Looks pretty cute though. Reminds me of what's it called now again? Yeah, it's very PlayStation here. Interesting. It's pretty cool actually. It reminds me of what is it called? Jesus Christ. Little Big Planet, right? Yeah. Might be the same developers. Honestly, pretty cute actually. Flying on the PlayStation controller, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it actually looks pretty good. Like, genuinely, it actually looks pretty good gameplay. I mean, it's sort of some kind of platform game, I guess. Yeah, it's like, you know, like some monsters and so on. But it's pretty adorable, right? Definitely feels like a Little Big Planet sequel kind of thing. Yeah, like, yeah, no fight some bosses. Nothing special that really sticks out, but you know. Yeah, swinging as well. I don't know what. I mean, yeah, it's like looks like a pretty classic like 3D platformer game. Oh, you can get big too. Yeah, like it's, you know, this actually might be a pretty good game. Kind of a Mario Odyssey or whatever, right? Yeah, like, you know, I don't mind these platformers. The Papa the Rapper Astrobot. But yeah, I mean, Astrobot, pretty. I would say 7 out of 10. Not like the greatest thing ever. Kind of cute how it's taking a lot of like old PlayStation, you know, like references and so on, right? So some old people like me can play it because of that enjoyment of seeing one. Oh, that's the thing from that game. That's the music game they saw 10 years ago, you know. So that's pretty cute. And otherwise, similar to that other game, Infinity Nikki, it looks like a, you know, a pretty typical 3D platform game, right? 3D action platform game where you have some fights, you can boss fights, and you can jump on the boss, so you can collect some stuff or whatever, right? Banjo-Kazooie style, Mario 64 and so on. So yeah, looks pretty good. And the graphics were pretty good and so on. But, you know, this is probably a decent game, right? A decent game. With a lot of like callbacks, right? To old stuff.
We can get things set up and ready to go.
Some waifu
And
character.
then we can get started.
Looks like David McFly lady.
You bet.
What is this game?
I hope we find them soon.
Okay. Like Sand Pirates. This is a new big game. Capcom presents. This is Monster Hunter then? Yeah, because Monster Hunter is in the desert in the letter, right? Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter.
Incredible. I've never heard of a Karatnoth herd this big before.
Yeah, definitely Monster
One of
Hunter,
them's got
man.
big spikes on its back.
This is might be a really good game though, probably. Next year I think it's come out, right?
Now to lead it away from the pack, we'll make for the desert.
Right.
What's all English for? I don't get why is it all English for? Why is it all like English voices? I don't know. I'm like, I'm playing with Japanese, okay? Sue me, yeah. Okay, this was badass though. Give him that. I gave him that. That's badass. Okay, so it's like the hunting. Gonna fight some new monster, right? I mean, this might be the best game when it was out that year. Maybe. Of course, I played Iceborne and so on. Yeah, like it's, you know, Monster Hunter is a great, it's cool weapons and cool fights, right? Really cool boss battles, right? I mean, obviously been copied a lot in that years. So, This looks pretty good, but it does look mostly the same though. You have a mount instead. This is the big difference, right? I would say that you constantly have your mount with you, or it's like you. So you constantly have your mount with you. This is the biggest difference here, really, in this game. I'll get my shotgun thing there. This set of play is definitely garbage, right? It's the worst set of play that I've seen ever, I think. And it really combines, I guess, like 3 issues, right? The game industry has massively, right? One is, as I said in a video last year, is that it takes no chance, right? This set of play is really boring because all the games are basically genres that we can very easily identify. Okay, so Souls Guys game, they're somewhat interesting. It's 2 like Overwatch Team Fortress clones, right? And then some random like basic platformers, but which is decent, I guess. But it's very much like generic, right? And then they have, of course, everything is very vogue, everything is very ugly, right? In most of these games, again, you're like, okay, this is really boring. So it just comes off very, very safe, right? You know, it's super safe, super boring. It's generic. It's basic bitch. You know, that's what it is, right? Because yeah, the first immediately is Concord, right? Being like, oh, it's Overwatch. Everyone has 20 different genders, and it's like this and that, you know. It just keeps going, right? But like I said, I think it's interesting though, because that game, right, is kind of the opposite of the super cute like platform game, so it's different. So it's really, really strange. But yeah, most of these games they're so unimpressive, right? They're so unimpressive. Like I'm not hyped for 2 new Overwatch clones, right? And like I said, I'm not really hyped even for these Dark Souls clones either, because both of them look worse than Elden Ring, right? They didn't look better. Both of them, like I said, in my opinion, didn't look as impressive as like Wukong, for example. So you can kind of feel like, well, if you can't make this trailer better, you probably won't make the game better, right? Like unlikely, unlikely. Like what's the feeling, right, for a good game or not? But like I said, those 2 I'm a little bit iffy about. Monster Hunter, I mean, that looked fine. That was like what you expect, a little bit gameplay there, more focus on the mount and so on. But I think Monster Hunter is just like, I think it's a very different beast here than the other games, right? Because Monster Hunter has been, of course, I mean, how many titles do they have, right? Kind of like the Dynasty Warrior beat. It's like, yeah, okay, it's like the title 20. It's like, okay, we all know what they're probably doing. It's probably good, like whatever. Yeah, I think it's a little bit offshot because it's like, yeah, it's Capcom's. They have done so many of this game that they probably know what they're doing. So if you like Monster Hunter, you probably will love the next game. If you don't like Monster Hunter, you probably won't love the next game. But it's basically like that, right? But like I said, I think it's different because it's like a huge franchise they keep doing. You know, once every second 30 years, like a new game coming out, right? So it's quite different, right? You know, in a successful franchise. And what more do we have? We have the VR games too, which like I said, whatever. But I do feel this is a basic batch of state of play, right? Last year I complained that it was very bleak. It really was. It was copying, like I said, too much Elden Ring. It was too much this like everything has to be Souls-like and sad and so on, right? But now I feel it's just like copying the whatever popular genre we have. So again, some Souls-like, some Team Fortress, you know, and then combining it with like everything has to be Vogue and so on. Yeah, it just feels like nothing is new. Nothing really stood out here, right? Both either from gameplay mechanics or from the characters. Even that like Hawaii game, I mean sure, but even that game was generic Hawaii, right? Yeah, nothing stood out. No character stood out. Nothing. It is just like state of nothingness. Yes, I don't know, but it's really unimpressive. It's really generic. It's very, very basic. That's what it is, right? What do you guys think? Interesting what you guys think about it. Please leave a comment below. And tomorrow then is like my Hikademia, right? First. So for that, guys, man, I cry every week, man. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I say it here. I don't know what it is. But, you know, this is like, when I watch My Academia, that is for some reason the anime that makes me cry the most. It's like, I feel like I cry every episode. I'm like, oh! It's like, Naval Laser! I don't know, but I always cry for My Academia. Every season, too. It's always like, oh, man, you're somebody. I don't know, but it's like, there's probably another crying reaction tomorrow, guys, because for some reason, My Academia always triggered me to cry. It's like, it's just like, it's some automatic. Even if it's less sad than some other storylines sometimes, I'm just like, for some reason it always activates my heart race. So it's basically like every week, Saturday, crying live reaction, yeah. So if you like that, guys, subscribe, and see you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great day.